Hi, Tracy Gillies here from tracygillies.com. Today I just wanted to talk about how we're all different at soul level. I see a lot of information lately online or all over the place, and it's almost, I'm going to have a wee rant, it bugs me. It's like one size fits all. It's kind of like do this and you'll get this, and it doesn't actually work that way. We're actually all different at soul level and we all require different things. And so we can't really compare and judge and kind of go, okay, I'm going to do what that person's doing because it's not right for who we are. So there's something called our divine soul gifts. Now, I actually work at all levels. I work body, mind, and I do a lot of soul work for people. So with my clients, I will actually be able to tell them who they are and what their divine soul gifts are. I also remove blocks and restrictions for them, so whatever's restricting them from having the experience or creating what they want for themselves. So if you would like to know more, please visit my website, tracygillies.com. But our divine soul gifts, what they are is our soul is made up of different energetic qualities. And depending on what energetic qualities we are, that is the way we interact with divine source. So karma actually has a lot to do with this. Karma, people think karma is do something good, get something good, and it's not. Karma is just the energetic mechanism between choice and consequence. And so, because we're so different, your good choice will look very different to my good choice. And the more that we make choices in alignment to who we are at soul level and these divine gifts, the more that we will interact with source, and that will end up reflecting we're more connected. We have more energy, vitality, abundance. We can then manifest and create what we want for ourselves because we're here to experience ourselves in a certain way, and we're living and we're in alignment with that. So maybe I'll just tell you a little story that might make it a little bit easier to understand what I'm meaning. So we've just shifted and moved, and so I've got two daughters, and they're both very different at soul level. So one daughter, my middle daughter, she's quite sensitive, and for her, she's about relationships. So she's something called divine love, and for her, relationships are important to all of us, but to her, they're sort of everything. And so taking away some of these relationships and that change for her has been almost for her really disempowering. It's been hard for her to kind of move past. It's like a death. So for her, it's almost like taking away her oxygen. Whereas my other daughter, her divine gifts are, she's like something called manifestation. She's here to experience herself in a really different way, and almost to experience herself through the physical and create what she wants for herself. And so for her relationships, no relationship could kind of stop her from being in her power and stopping her from kind of doing and creating what she wants for herself. So as a parent, it's kind of a little bit hard to parent her because she's always been like, it's like she wants to be an adult before her time, but that's just who she is. She's also very likes autonomy and to create things for herself. So both of them shifting, it's the same experience for both of them, but they, the way they deal with it or the way it affects them will affect them in completely different ways. And I can see my daughter with losing those relationships, she will just take a lot longer to kind of move through that transition process. So often me and Greg will talk about clients, and we see a lot of clients that might have had a lot of hardships, and we'll have clients that had similar things happen to them. But one person might, overcome that really quickly, and they might be able to move through. And you know how adversity in people's lives, some people, it seems to empower them even, once they get past it, it's like an empowering that they kind of step out of that, it shapes their whole life, and they manage to kind of just forge ahead. Whereas somebody else could have that same experience, and it's like they just, again, like taking away their oxygen, you've taken away a basic need. Like an example of that is if somebody had a relationships and it was meant to be, especially as a child, a loving and a safe relationship, and that was taken away. Somebody that their divine gifts are, they need those relationships to function, and that's the core of their essence. that would just be so hard for them to overcome that. Whereas somebody else that maybe relationships, yes, it's still very hurtful and it's very hard to get through, but it doesn't define who they are, those relationships. So, sorry, it's really hot here. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that I think we're kind of living in a society now where, especially with social media and all those things, we're constantly being shown other people's paths and what they're doing, and we're really comparing ourselves. And I know for me, for a long time there, you know, I had someone once ask me, how did I know what my truth was? Well, now I have these abilities that I can tap in and I can tell people. But before I kind of did have these gifts, I remember someone asking me once, and I said, oh, I just can know now what's right for me. You know, when you can really tell what's right for you. And then I said, actually, that's a bit of a lie. For a long time, I didn't know. I was a bit lost. I didn't really know what was right. And there's something called the process of elimination. And what that is it's about, it's easier to know what we are not. And so it's about kind of just peeling back the layers and taking away one thing after another and going, you know what, no, that's not really me, or that's a story from the past and I'm not that anymore, or, you know, that doesn't serve me, all of those things. And after you kind of take so much away, you get to this place that you're only left with truth, and it's easier to tell what is right for you and what is not. So the more we live in alignment with our truth and the more we connect with that, the more we will have vitality and abundance in our life. So I guess the last little message I want to leave is, you know, so much information and noise out there. Just be discerning. Don't just take everything that you hear as kind of fact or whatever, because everybody's different and you kind of need to be discerning about what is actually right for you and what is not. Anyway, if you'd like to know more about how I actually work with my clients to access their truth, and to live in alignment with who they truly are, please again visit my website tracygillies.com. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this talk today, and have a wonderful day, and I'll see you later. Bye.